Welcome to another episode of Eating While Broke. I'm your host, Colleen Witt, and today we have special guest, Emani Corcoran. And we are going to be talking about why being Black and vegan is so important. Or you know what, just being vegan in general is important. Now, a lot of you guys don't know that my secret guilty pleasure is eating out vegan. So if you guys ever want to get Colleen to come out and eat, definitely offer me a vegan meal. I will not turn it down. But the irony of my life is that I actually don't know how to cook vegan. Mm-hmm. So I was really excited to have you on the show. And guess what? Emani's going to cook a broke vegan, which means that we're all going to be able to do this, guys. So what do you have us eating today?
So today we're going to be making some lentil tacos. I'm really excited. So of course we have our canned lentils, we have some salsa, we have our seasoning here, we have our tortilla shells, some avocado, lime, cilantro, onion, and of course we need some tomatoes.
Yes. This dish looks healthy. It was extremely affordable. One of the ways I decide on what's affordable and what's not is based on how many meals you can get out of it and how much it actually costs. Mm-hmm. And I will say for LA standards, this meal is very affordable. I think the lentils were $2.50, which I'm assuming is our replacement for meat. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna see now how the taste lines up with the price.
Which we can do.
Okay, it's all on you, Emani, because I'm doing real judging now. I'm no longer, first season, I was nice.
Wait.
Last season, this season, I'm not nice.
Why did I get the hard?
You know what, because Emani has a cookbook, so she's she's gonna be judged the hardest, okay? So go ahead, impress us with your broke vegan.
Okay, I got you.
Impress us. Go ahead, you can get started.
Let's get started.
I'm gonna just sit back and watch.
Okay.
And then,
this table.
Here, let me help you.
Thank you.
Oh, it got stuck. Okay,
it got a little stuck. Okay, so first thing we have to do is turn this puppy on.
Yes.
I'm guessing, is it this one goes to this one?
Each one has the, yeah, you're right.
Okay, just making sure this was.
Yep, and it gets hot really fast.
I see, this is
our insurance is very fake, guys, so please let's pray for Emani that she does not burn herself. It won't be.
Yeah, we will not get burned. So you're gonna add about a tablespoon of your oil. I love avocado oil. Any oil works.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna let this heat up just a little bit. And while that's heating up, we're gonna go ahead and just start to open up our seasoning packet, get it going. I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but seasoning packets have 16 servings per packet.
Really?
When I grew up, my grandma would just throw the whole entire packet.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I grew up doing, right? Yeah. And then when I started looking at serving sizes, you'll realize there's 6 servings per packet. So that's just important to note for sodium levels, things like that. But that's just something I noticed.
Okay, you're healthy. Okay, we're legit, guys.
Yeah, no, we're being legitimate here today.
Okay.
But when I was broke, I wasn't this legitimate.
Okay.
So we're gonna cook it like I'm broke, but this is the fun fact, okay?
Okay.
So while that's, I think it's almost hot. We're gonna get it a little bit hotter because we want to add our onions first. Add our onions. I know that's topping technically, but
I'll
use it for both.
Okay,
so we want to add our onions. And we want to add our tomatoes because that's going to make it actually be better.
I'm watching.
Taste better.
I'm watching.
Here, and can I
go for it?
I don't want to put my hands in things. We're post-COVID. You're going to add half in there.
Okay.
Yeah, put that over there. And then we can add this half in here too, some tomatoes. We use the rest for the topping.
Okay.
You need tomatoes.
So I'm terrified of cooked tomatoes.
So, why wouldn't you say that?
No. It's not that bad. I just had a bad experience one time with McDonald's and it was never the same.
Wait,
story.
McDonald's doesn't have cooked tomatoes?
No, they did. Back in the day, McDonald's had fajitas or something. And
that was your first mistake. Why did you go to McDonald's for fajita?
This was years ago. I was probably 12 or something. And it was a bad experience and I never could eat tomatoes the same again.
Since 12, you've had this trauma.
Yes.
And you have not gotten past this trauma.
No.
We're going to get past the trauma today.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to have to wait for this to heat up a little bit. So it gets hot fast, but it's going to get hot quick.
Yeah. Is it not hot?
It's warm, but we want the oil to
sizzle? We're looking for a sizzle.
We're looking for a sizzle.
Okay, so I'm just looking at you. You have a packet in one hand. This is for our guests that are just listening. But I don't see her mixing the lentils with, typically when it's meat, you put the meat in, but I see you holding the packet first.
Well, okay, what I like to do is I like to add the seasonings to like your garlic, your onion, your tomato before you even add the lentils in.
Okay.
And then you put more seasoning on top of that because really the seasoning is going to be in that onion. And it's going to be in all like the aromatics in the air, all the things. Like you don't just want to slap seasoning on top of this and then call it a day. You can do that. Okay. But if you want like a real, you know.
So you add it to the oil in the.
Yeah.
That makes sense actually.
Yeah. And then I let it infuse a little bit. Yeah, you know, I know a thing or two.
Yeah. You got a cookbook. You got a cookbook.
Yeah, I know a thing or two.
So what was going on when you were cooking lentil tacos?
Well, I was in graduate school. So I went from going to college, right? And then I had a year. I took a year in between, which wasn't planned. But in that year in between, I had a job. I was like, okay, cool. This is a vibe. Then I went back to graduate school. I forgot what it was like to be a student again. And that's when I realized I have no money. Like, I have nothing. I was like, wait.
Okay.
Because my job is gone. I'm a full-time student again. And I had to start, and I was vegan. I was not vegan previously.
So like so you didn't work while you were in grad school?
I was a student aide.
Okay. So you were like limited income.
Yes, very limited. Because in order for me to pay for my graduate school, I had to be a student aide. I had to do a lot of other things too. I was an intern. I was doing Black and Vegan. I had about 3 jobs.
What were you going to grad school for?
For communications. So I went to UT,
okay,
University of Texas, and no shade, but a lot of people know about, well, not a lot of people know.
No.
But UT has like a reputation for paying their students a little bit under what they might be deserving of. And graduate students typically are someone who is of my age category or higher. So like, let's say you're 26 to 35 and now you're being paid
a little bit of money. A little.
Honestly, a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But
you have to work there to like.
You had to work. Well, I had to work because I'm not from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
I didn't have anyone pay my way through college. So I had to work my way through college.
Okay.
And so a part of my student funding, I had to be a student aide. That was a part of my requirements. So
okay,
that's a part of that too.
So you went to school for communications.
Yeah.
How do you end up with Black and Vegan? Like what were you initially going to do with the communications degree?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. I actually kind of laughed because when I look at my letter that I sent into the graduate school to accept me, I'm nowhere near that right now.
Really?
Because I thought I was going to be in DEI, which is diversity, inclusion, equity, all these things. I thought I was going to be leading the corporate ladder in that way because I'm really passionate about, my people.
Yeah.
And I want to put them in good spaces.
Yeah.
So I thought that's what I was going to be doing. But then,
that's really sizzling.
It is. I need help opening this.
Oh, can I do I'll do it the way you're supposed to do it, guys.
Yeah, thank you. I can't do that.
She's trying to be all nice and proper.
Of course.
I'm not proper. We're not proper here.
Of course. Okay, so we're going to add in some of the seasoning.
So we hear the sizzle.
You hear the
seasoning
sizzle.
the onions and the tomatoes in the olive oil.
Yes.
All right.
I'm just going to lay this to the side.
And then
right here.
I like to ask this because I've been doing this cooking show long enough that I'm learning that all oils aren't built the same.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to say anything.
We have olive oil on this table. We did have vegetable oil, but which oil is the preferred oil that you would have preferred to use? Because I do realize I just set you up there.
Avocado oil.
Oh, avocado oil.
Avocado oil has the highest smoke point, which means when it gets really, really, really hot, it will produce less toxins in the air, all these things. Olive oil is typically used for like, we're going to add our lentils now.
Okay.
Olive oil is normally used, we're just going to add the whole thing. This is the whole can?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This can been through it.
Yeah, which by the way, I have to say this, but when I opened the lentil can, it looked like refried beans or like refried beans gone bad. And I was terribly afraid that I bought her like a really bad old can of beans. And then it did eventually look like beans in the middle, but I was still concerned because the color was like kind of gray. Just wanted to add that. So if you are going to go make this at home and you open your can of lentil beans, don't be shocked if it looks like it went bad.
Well, and then here's another thing too. Like you can make the lentils yourself. Like if you go to the store, which is another really cheap way, like think about like those beans at the store that are dried beans, like pinto beans. Those are always so cheap and you can make literally 6, 7, 8 servings out of those beans.
Yeah.
You can do that with lentils too and they only take 30 minutes to cook. But since we're on the show, we're going to use canned. But that's also a good way to like infuse flavor because
how do you cook them? You just boil them?
No. So, okay.
Sorry.
No,
we don't know. I have no idea. We're going to get all up in the cooking.
I know. You're fine. So I kind of wish I could show you. So you just add like your onion, your tomato, just how I did right here. And then you're going to add your dry lentils. Then you're just going to give it a good mix and then add your broth. Add all, like
what
add
kind
your
of broth?
I use vegan chickenless chicken seasoning, but that's when I'm, at my point now. When I was broke, I used water and vegetable broth because that's what I could afford. Like chickenless chicken seasoning is like your Sprouts, things like that. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? But vegetable broth.
Okay.
Go ahead, and then you can really infuse flavor that way as well.
And then how long do you have to boil it for?
About 25 minutes to 30 minutes until you can just pop the top off. You'll see that it's mostly absorbed, and then it'll be really tender. Okay. But that's another way to like really infuse flavor because canned lentils are typically cooked in water.
Oh, ooh, okay.
It's just cooked to be cooked, and they're gonna let you season it how you want to season it, right? But like, if you want to like really create your own flavor, like think about Ethiopian food. They don't use canned lentils. They get those. They literally infuse the flavor from the onions, the garlic, all the things, and it's amazing. Okay, it's really good. Okay. So this is pretty much fine where it's at.
Okay, so that looks like fake meat. I call it fake meat just to have fun. Please don't get mad for making fun of the vegan. But so let's go back to diversity, equity, inclusion. Okay, so you're on this path to be like a corporate, like we're gonna make everything equal, right?
Of course.
Then what happened?
And then Black and Vegan started. It was supposed to be a hobby. It was really just a passion project. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I started it when I was with my college roommates that gap year that I was talking about. It was 2019, right before Thanksgiving. And I watched the documentary, not How Not to Die, but that documentary about being vegan.
I think I
it's
heard.
on Netflix.
Yeah, I heard there was something. Yeah. Something, and I remember everybody was like, if you see that, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna watch it.
Yeah, well, my boyfriend, who's now my fiance, told me to watch that, right? And I was like, heck no, I'm not watching that because I wanted to at the time to live in ignorance because I'm like, once I know something.
I'm with you though, that's how I am.
You know what? Because once I know, I know.
Yeah.
And you see me now.
Yeah.
Now I have a whole cookbook.
Yeah.
Because once I'm dedicated, I'm dedicated. Okay. It's a shame.
So you saw it. And then
I saw this documentary about the vegan diet, about the meat industry, about what they do to the meat, about how they even infuse it with flavor, the sodium levels, and that connection to cancer. And cancer runs in my family, and it's something that's really close to my heart, specifically breast cancer. And I always thought it was hereditary. From the day I was young, I thought it was hereditary. I was just gonna get it just because I was me. And watching that documentary made me realize that you have power over your choices, and food can be a choice that you make daily that might contribute to that not happening.
Wow.
And so that instantly made me give my meat to my roommates because
instantly?
I'm not kidding.
You didn't
not even a day.
Give it chicken, fish?
No. Instantly.
But vegan is like next step. It's like there's vegetarian. I call it like this. There's meat eaters, then you got the vegetarians, and then you got the vegans. The vegans are like platinum level.
Yeah, we're
then
platinum.
You got the vegetarian, which is like, no disrespect, but I get it. I'll meet you there. But then the meat eaters are like, yo, we're just gonna indulge.
And I get it. Like that was me. Don't forget, I'm a Black woman. I grew up in a Black household. I had, grits, bacon, and eggs. Well, I hated eggs from a young age, can't even lie. But grits, bacon, and sausage for breakfast. I had a deli sandwich for lunch. I had rib tips for dinner, or, a roast.
You gave up ribs.
Of course I did.
Okay.
I had to, because for me, it's like I'm doing
But it
this
was
for
instant.
It was instant.
Okay. So you give it up instantly. Then what happens? How do you survive?
That's the wrong one. So I give it up instantly, and I always loved to cook. Like cooking was like how I brought my friends together. Like I'd be the person in college making like a chili pot, and when my girlfriends come over, we get like set a home wine. We sit down and we talk and stuff like that. So I always loved to cook. So I would do cook-alongs on my Instagram page, like my personal Instagram page. But people would start to comment on my cook-alongs. And so I would start to do vegan cook-alongs. I became vegan instantly. So I would just start figuring it out on that page. People would start to comment and say, this looks kind of good. And I was like, okay, this looks good. I mean, I think I could do something, but I was like getting compliments, right? So I remember I was sitting with like my two best friends, and I pull up my Instagram, and I was like, I'm just gonna make this page,
Yeah.
Black and Vegan,
Okay.
because that's what I am,
Yeah.
right? Like I didn't even overthink it. A lot of people ask me the power of the name. How'd you come up with Black and Vegan? And it was so simple because I'm Black and I'm vegan. It was just that easy. And I created my page. I started doing cook-alongs. And
when you say a cook-along, you mean like you were doing it live and then you were like, these are the ingredients I'm going to get at this time, cook with me? Or was it like...
It was bare bones. It was more like me in my kitchen every single night for dinner. I would just show them what I was cooking for dinner every single night because I loved it. Like I love showing people my stuff. I like that. And I still do it to this day. Like if you... Well, this is actually hot and this one... I don't know if this is getting hot.
I think you may have
them reversed.
The wrong burner on. So this burner would be it.
Oh, okay. So it's reversed.
Yeah, it's that one you just turned on.
Okay, so this one. Okay, yeah, I see. I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating that? I lost my train.
We were talking about you cooking. I don't know where we left off.
I know it was the burner. It was the burner.
The burner threw us off.
The burner threw us off.
But we were talking about you cooking and people cooking along and how you were doing that.
Yes, I still do it till this day. But yeah, I would just show people like my dinner like every single night because what I realized, I even do this on TikTok, people just don't know what we eat. You know, and I when I became vegan the first time, right? Not the first time, in the beginning, I really didn't even think about being vegan in the sense of like, I'm not gonna be able to eat anything I wanted to eat. Yeah. If I wanted tacos, I would just go out and get lentils and make tacos. If I wanted... How
did you know to get lentils though?
I honestly don't, I don't know. I just...
I can't wait to judge your lentil tacos.
Oh my gosh, stop it!
I can't wait.
No, that's not true.
Because I would have never known how to replace meat.
Wait, but that's not true. That's not true. Because remember I told you I did the Daniel diet. The Daniel fast.
Okay.
Because right when I went vegan, my church was doing the Daniel fast. And that's a plant-based fast for those that don't know. Like for a set amount of time, I think it was like 2 weeks or a week.
My church does it. Yeah, it's
and
terrible.
It's not terrible.
Let me tell you what I would do when my church would do the Daniel fast. I would legit just go to Costco and buy the lentil soup cans and I'd eat that. And by like the third can, I'd be ready to, and those cans of soup are terrible, by the way.
No, I mean.
They're terrible.
Of course they are.
And yeah, let's just say me and the Daniel fast, I don't even know if I've ever actually like fully execute. I think I did once, but it was impossible. I relied on my pastor and his wife to like cook the food and just give it to me. They would make, I think they would make like potato taquitos or something like that. That's how I survived.
Potato taquitos. But you also have tofu, which no one wants to talk about.
I hate tofu.
Of course you do.
Is tofu in the cookbook?
Of course it is.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you how to make it actually taste good. Because
how do you get past the texture too, though?
Okay, there's a lot of different types of tofu out there.
Oh,
there's extra firm. There's firm. For those who are a texture person, there's extra firm and there's firm.
Okay.
So that will also help with that texture.
Okay.
But also you can press it, which I don't really like to do that, but you can coat it in cornstarch. Have you ever tried that before?
Girl,
I know.
This is the closest I'm getting to vegan, and I'm so excited about your cookbook, and I'm excited to like try these lentils and throw the book at you because I feel like you can handle it, and it smells so good in here.
Yes.
But yeah,
I'm looking for these. Yeah, I think we're gonna switch the burners.
I'm relieved that you have a cookbook that is catered to people that are trying to transition. Because I feel like once you get the hang of what you can replace meat and stuff with, then you can get more comfortable like exploring, right?
And I think that's what the basis of my book is. It's literally creating those fundamental processes so you understand, okay, if I know how to just make a crispy tofu, I can put any sauce on this and I can make it taste really good.
Yeah. So you can make like tofu taste like chicken?
Yeah.
Okay. Based on your cookbook though, right?
Based on my cookbook, absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I even have a ribs recipe in the cookbook. Absolutely. If we had like a couple hours today, I would have got down with it.
When your episode drops, I challenge you to do I should get your cookbook in advance.
Of
course. Like maybe we could do like an Instagram where we walk me through making fake rib. It's improper to say. Is there like an improper way to talk about vegan food?
I mean,
like fake ribs?
I'm like such an easygoing person.
Okay.
It doesn't really bother me.
But has other people ever like...
Well, yeah, there's a controversy in the vegan world. Like some people don't like when people call things meat items when they're not meat items.
Like fake?
Or no. Like they don't like calling something vegan ribs or vegan chicken if it's in fact like a cauliflower or if it's in fact like an alternative meat.
Okay.
it doesn't bother me. I'm okay. But there's those people in the world.
But there is what is the word I'm looking for? Is there a etiquette to vegan lifestyle, you think?
I mean, I would like to speak for everybody, but I just can't.
Okay.
Like
I like
think,
that.
I think it's preference in person, and like as long as it tastes good and it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So nothing really grinds my gears.
I'm curious though, when it comes to your cookbook, and we're bouncing around, guys, and we'll bounce back, but when you came up with the name Black and Vegan, it was to identify what you were doing. It wasn't really thinking like you're building a whole brand. It was just something you were sharing, right?
Of course, yeah.
Now, do you think, or have you had people ask you, well, it's called Black and Vegan. Does that mean it's only Black food, or is it vegan, or, you know? So like, what would you say to like everyone, like if you had to say, is it like an all-inclusive book, or do you think it's like a replica of cooking Black but vegan?
Okay. I would say it's an all-inclusive.
When I say Black, I mean like Southern.
No, Southern food.
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's an all-inclusive food rendition, recipes. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's literally what I like to eat. And I've grown so much from my childhood. So there's things that, like I said, the vegan ribs, there's greens in there, there's cabbage and bacon, there's coffee ice cream. Those are all from my childhood. Those are things like that represent my mom, my grandmother, my family members. Like that's my childhood. But there's also chia seed pudding. Why? Because I eat that every single day. So
cheesecake pudding?
No, chia seed pudding.
Oh, okay. I was like, cheesecake? What?
Well, there's a cheesecake in the book too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I would only eat cheesecake for my birthdays.
Okay.
So, like I'm saying, this is like my Black experience.
Okay, I like that.
It's me literally in a book, and I'm not going to confine myself to what my grandma's favorite Southern dish, like my mom's favorite cheesecake. Like, it's literally me in a book.
Okay, so this is 100% passion project.
Yeah.
Now, going backwards, I'm curious. So at some point you say, okay, I'm going to take this platform. I'm going to actually do a platform because I do feel like I have a fan base that's like kind of like really enjoying this. So you take it to the next level, you get Black and Vegan going. So where does it go from Black and Vegan to like, you know, let's just keep going down the rabbit hole of passion? Is it your passion, or is there someone along the way that's like, this could be a business?
I mean, I would say it found me because I put my email up. Like, of course, I could put my email up because I was looking for a free bag of chips. I said, look, if someone sends me chips and, you know, someone sends me some, you know, I'll promote it because I wanted some chips at the time. But it was the influx of opportunities coming away. So it started off with partnerships and, you know, sponsorships.
Like, what was your first partnership that you were like, oh, we may have done something here?
Oh.
Or you called your man and was like, yo, you'll never guess what happened today.
Probably PETA.
Okay. PETA?
Yeah. PETA.
Oh, dang, good old PETA. The people that stole the red paint, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, because that's like the vegan.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I knew growing up. Like, I didn't know anything about being vegan, but I only knew that name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when they emailed me, I said,
what did they say?
Well, they wanted me to do like every single year there's like vegan awareness month. Like Veganuary is Vegan Awareness Month, and they want creators to talk about their favorite dishes.
What'd you say?
Veganuary.
What month is that?
It's January.
Okay, got it. Sorry. My education level out the window, everybody. But yeah.
Yes,
January is Veganary. Got it.
Yeah, Veganuary.
Okay,
It kind of rhymes, right?
Yeah.
It goes.
It makes
sense.
sense.
I think it's okay. We're starting to get. I think it needs a little bit more oil. I was trying to just, you know. Not
I
make it too
usually
oily.
use butter, but then I was like, duh, you can't use butter.
Yeah, there's vegan butter,
but it probably doesn't do the same, right?
It does. I mean, it. Well, you know, my palate might be to one direction now.
Okay.
You know, you might be like, this ain't no, but to me, it's like, yeah, this tastes just like it. You know. But yeah, they reached out to me for Veganuary to do like a feature of me on their platform, and I was like, wow, PETA?
Yeah.
Huh?
Huge.
You reaching out to me? And I think that's when I realized, okay, this is like,
and then
be something.
Did that turn into something big? Or was it just...
It became just more recognition.
Okay.
And I don't want to, I know we don't want to get into all like the too much intricacies, but I came out on my page in 2020, and that's when we had COVID.
Yeah.
But that's also when we had a lot of like racial conversations, right?
Yeah.
And so during that time period, a lot of white creators, because a lot of people think that being vegan means that you're white or you have an affinity to whiteness,
of course,
because they consider vegan diet like smoothies and of course I smoothies in the book, cheesy pudding in the book, all that's in the book, but the creators that were typically out there were white, right? And so they started doing a lot of shout outs to Black creators at that time. And I was one of the people that they shouted out. That's honestly how my page got a lot more eyes to more than just Black people, because all those creators that banded together to talk about my stuff grew me maybe 10,000 followers like overnight.
Wow.
And it just grew and grew and kept growing. I think that's really what it is too. First it was partnerships coming in, but like it just kept growing and people were engaged. People asked me questions.
Did you ever read the book like The Tipping Point?
No, never.
Okay.
Ooh, do I need to?
I think you would enjoy it.
I think I need to.
Yeah. I think it's by Malcolm Gladwell. Please God,
I think it's right. I think it's right.
Yeah. But but you kind of remind me of that. You're on the right path, and then just But that's how it usually happens in entrepreneurship. But at what part did you say you're gonna go full time into this, or have you reached that point where you're full time into it?
Well, I'm almost there.
Okay, perfect.
And I would say this is why I don't know how deep we can get.
You go as deep as possible. Okay. We love transparency.
Look, y'all, these little, I know it's supposed to be a 15-minute meal, and I really hope we ain't cutting it close. It's fine. These little tortillas, they're still cooking.
Okay.
But I would say like the fear of being on my own, doing my own thing, even though I knew in my heart, my soul, my spirit, that's where I'm supposed to go. And I feel like, you kind of talk about God a little bit.
Yeah.
God keeps telling me, Emani, this is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's scary at the end of the day, doing everything by yourself. But I would say I have a really good support system. Like the people closest to me tell me all the time, you can do this. Like this is your thing. And with that, I am about to.
Yeah,
so I'm very excited.
I've been talking a little bit more about entrepreneurship on my personal page. And whenever I post about it, I get a lot of calls from different people. And the first thing is like, well, who am I to do this? And like, I don't really have an experience. And I'm like, yo, you're thinking exactly how entrepreneurs think. The questioning of yourself, your questioning of like whether you can do something and whether you'll fail or whether you're just freaking crazy for doing it to begin with. That's how you know you're built for this. Because I think a lot of times, and I said this before too, like, there's people that are comfortable and they hate their job and they're just comfortable, right?
Right.
And then they're complaining. And then the entrepreneur will go, I'm complaining, but I think I may have a potential direction, and I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call. And then even though they're scared, they're picking up the phone and calling.
They're making those steps.
And I'm like, yo, you're scared, but yo, you just got your first customer. Like, congratulations. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, but can I? And I'm like, yo, you totally can. That is normal. Welcome to being an entrepreneur every day. The rest of your life, you're going to be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Yeah. Or can I do this? And so obviously you're doing it. You have an amazing publicist. You have, we're going to see how you do with the food.
That's going to be the real determiner right there. Okay, we getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. Why is it taking so long?
Okay, this one is done.
Okay, cool.
I don't know how you prefer yours.
I have this
crispy on both.
I
kind of don't mind. I like double wrapping. Okay. This is like not to my standard completely. So let's not do that. Let's give you the more crispy one because
you're so sweet. Because you're scared I'm gonna judge you.
Yeah. I want let's give her a little bit more heat, more crunch, so she'll have less to say.
Just so you know, I eat out of back in the day when I was broke, I used to go to Del Taco and I would eat tacos, but sometimes I would order too much. And, for whatever reason, it'd be like those random days where I would end up with like tacos in the trunk of my car. And I promise you, I was that girl that would remove anything tomato related and eat that day old taco. And many of my friends can tell you.
Tomato related. This is back to that trauma.
Back to the trauma. Like, I'm looking at this tomato. Are you going to be mad if I move it?
No, I want you to be comfortable.
Okay.
I'm not a forceful person. Okay. I'm easy breeze. And like,
this looks good. Can I get more of the
actual lint?
Lints.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. I'm gonna have you make way more of the taco shells because
There you go.
by the way, guys, I found this taco shell at the grocery store in LA. They're like fresh, I think, because they like kind of doughy.
Ooh,
But they get those little air bubbles in them.
Ooh.
I'm obsessed with air bubbles. Like, give me air bubbles.
We need all the stuff.
By the way, I have a question about avocado. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This avocado is fresh, right? You
Yeah.
see how it gets those brown specks, like when it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
first cut. What is the myth? I'm only asking you because you're got a cookbook, but like if the avocado has those little brown specks,
Yeah.
are we allowed to eat it?
Of course. Eat it.
Oh, it doesn't mean it's like bad?
No, it doesn't mean it's
like
bad.
those little brown.
No.
Okay.
You're totally fine. Like at the end of the day, it's like a fruit. It's like a vegetable. Like there's gonna be sometimes that it's not completely perfect, but that's okay. I think when most of it is brown, like about half of it is brown, or like a big large section is brown, that's when okay. And it's really squishy. It's like
Okay, don't
let
eat
it go.
Don't eat it. But if it has the little brown dots, it's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
I've survived.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
I'm gonna remove the cooked tomato.
Yeah, add the fresh.
I'm going to add the fresh tomato.
Add the fresh. Yeah, this is like freestyle. Like my mom would do Taco Tuesdays every Tuesday growing up.
Okay.
And so like this is how she would make it. Like she would literally just put all the stuff out and say, look, y'all do it yourself.
So I noticed in this taco, there's no like fake
meat
cheese.
Oh, fake cheese. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of fake cheese. In my book, I make my own cheese in the book.
Okay.
Because I prefer that.
That's like the cashew cheese, right?
Yeah, cashew cheese, like nacho cheese. I make ricotta cheese. I make feta cheese, like all the things.
So being a vegan chef, would you say people need like special tools in the kitchen? Like I love gadgets. I'm a gadget girl. I have a gadget section in my house.
I'm here for gadgets.
If people were using your cookbook, would they have to like have gadgets?
Maybe a food processor. Maybe. You would need a food processor.
A food processor is the round thing that spins and chops everything, right?
Yeah, that makes it like a blender would be something for like a smoothie, which I know sometimes people still like to use for all types of things because there's some really robust blenders out there. But a food processor will get things really fine.
My taco all around slamming.
Okay, now this let's do this.
This taco looks good.
Wait, can they even see on the thing?
Crunch.
Can they see?
Got the crunch.
I don't even know which camera I should be looking at.
It's got you know what? We're gonna do extra. Oh, we're gonna have you remake some others anyways, because the crew always wants to eat it anyways. Can I try it? It has a crunch. Oh, did I put lime? I did everything.
Yeah, you need to add the lime at the
I did.
You need that acidity.
I got it.
Okay, let me sit while we do this because this looks like a hefty serving.
All right,
Look at
middle
this cup.
cameras. All right.
Okay,
it's to you.
let's do this.
Here we go. Oh my God. This is pretty fantastic. This is great. Oh my God.
You made this at home for your kids. It doesn't take too long. It's good.
This is slamming.
And this is when I was broke. This is like a good, and it fills you up. Well, because lentils are all carbs, beans are all carbs. It fills you up. I need about 3 of these. Out the door.
I'm trying to like. This is really good. It's filling. It tastes like a real taco. I'm trying to judge the beans, but I don't think I can. Like, it just tastes good. Like, I genuinely can't, like, judge it, you know? I would love to be like, it tastes veganish. It doesn't really taste veganish. It just tastes good.
I'm actually happy. You're like...
I'm going to kill this whole thing.
Yeah, go ahead. I took a little breather.
By the way, there have been episodes in the past where I haven't been able to, like, remember that time when we had the pickled egg guys?
No.
That was terrible.
No.
It was terrible. I couldn't do it.
That's what they would eat?
Oh my God.
You vibing with it?
I'm going to make this at home tonight.
I'm
I'm going to take some
honored.
of that home.
I'm honored.
My daughter and I are going to go vegan. Could you imagine if I go vegan?
If you go vegan, I will literally, I will fly. We should like, well,
Tell me
like
what
already
you're
making plans. We need to like fly out,
doing.
meet each other, because you're in LA, right? We need to meet each other. We need to go like to all the vegan spots. We need to do
I'm not even
cookouts
gonna lie.
together.
This shit is really good.
You haven't.
I love it. I'm finishing it. You're gonna have to make more for the rest of this interview.
Yeah, I am. We should have.
I think it's too. It's the I like the outer shell being hard and the inner shell being soft. I never thought of it, but that's actually brilliant. Like the texture's there. It doesn't taste like tofu. It doesn't taste like mush. I love the extra toppings. It's super healthy, super cheap, and it's just tasty. It's tasty. And you didn't use the whole seasoning packet either.
No. There's still
great.
a lot left.
All right.
Wow. And she's from New York, so she'll be honest.
I loved it. I ate it all. Okay. I'm chewing on my mic. Sorry, guys. It was delicious. I definitely recommend it for all my listeners and watchers. Like, is this in the cookbook?
No, this is just what I would make when I was
No,
broke.
this is your broke dish.
Oh, this, my other book when I came up a little bit.
Well, guess what, guys? This will be in our Eating While Broke cookbook under Emani's dish. So go back to your story.
Here, let me show you. I know we did a lot.
We did a lot, but I ate that whole taco in what, 10 seconds? I do chew, guys.
Let's clean out.
That taco was so good.
I'm really honored.
I almost kind of want to try a cooked tomato, but I'm not going to do it. We'll wait till cameras are on.
Yeah. Because you got to make it through this interview. I don't want to bring back
it
trauma
was
for you.
so delicious. My goodness.
You're doing it for me.
Yeah. So this is what you ate when you were broke?
When I was broke.
This is good
Yeah.
broke. You was doing it.
I mean, of course, I didn't say I was, just because you're broke, don't mean you got to eat something nasty.
I do all the time. I still wake up in the middle of the night and eat peanut butter and jelly. So
No, I love peanut butter and jelly.
really? I hated it when I was a kid, but now as an adult, I'm like,
it's like a luxury now, in my opinion.
It's weird.
Yeah, especially if you get white bread. For me, if I do anything other than whole wheat, I feel like I'm doing it. Like I'm back to my childhood.
Okay.
Like that Wonder Bread.
That what? I was about to say that the terrible bread. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So now that you are, what can you say? I'm just curious. Like on your way to creating the Black and Vegan cookbook and having the success, like what would you say was some of the hardest hurdles you had to overcome?
Oh. Honestly, probably one of the hardest, there's a couple things, of course.
Share.
Probably one of the hardest things was one, I was so scared in making it because I'm like, people are really going to buy it. And I was like, always in my head, like, this needs to be perfect because I put a lot of weight on myself to make sure that everything was good and questioning my abilities. Like, I cook for you, like when you saying, this is so good, like that gives me encouragement because I cook so much for my immediate friends and family because I cook at home. I'm a home chef. So like making sure the audience loves it, that's so important to me. And so a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure was put on myself.
And then did you feel like you had to go to culinary school or did you like, I'm going to trust myself?
I trust myself.
Okay.
But
awesome.
I think that's
like that.
Yeah. But that's a piece of the insecurity a little bit. It's like, you know what? I know for a fact, like, because I was the child, I'm the oldest daughter in the family. So I made the Thanksgiving dinners. I made the Christmas dinners. I did all that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never done any of that. Okay. So you had experience.
Yeah. So
okay.
I had experience. So I trusted, like, I leaned on that. Like, I leaned on people literally eating my food from a young age.
So seeing that you were cooking Thanksgiving dinners, like, did your family have to take a blow?
Oh, absolutely.
So you don't cook anything meat for them?
No, my sister takes it over now. Like,
I'm so sorry for you guys.
I know, but they get to eat vegan food now. But like, I've resigned as like the like turkey and I don't know, what do you eat? Turkey and ham person? Like, I've resigned.
So is it because you don't want to handle it at all?
Yeah, I get weirded out now. Like, after you don't touch meat for a long time, it gets a little weird, like opening up the skin and sliding butter in there. It gets a little weird.
Okay.
It's a little weird. So I stay out of it and I make literally vegan dishes that they all can eat. So like for Thanksgivings, like I even have it on my YouTube, you'll see, like I showed you guys a vegan Thanksgiving. There's regular meat for my family members, but the rest of it is vegan.
Okay.
You know, my sister makes macaroni and cheese still and, you know, meat. But
now, do you feel like as a vegan, like we have to keep doing the substitutes? Because like when I was immature, I'm gonna say immature because I told you I have vegan homies and they started vegan lifestyle before vegan was even popping, and they're Black guys, by the way.
Well,
they're not white.
That's common.
Yeah, and they're Black guys, and they've been doing vegan since we were like 20. Okay, and when I say laugh, joke, I feel bad, and there's some of my closest friends, right? But you know, been vegan, but over the years, obviously, you mature and you stop making fun of other people's different choices and you try it. I forgot where I was going with this, but I was gonna say now that I've been eating vegan for a while, I know I call it like fake meat, and it's immature of me, but do you really think that there has to be a imitation of, say you're doing Thanksgiving dinner, do you have to do an imitation turkey, or do you feel like you can just do, like, these tacos were fantastic. I don't even have to pretend like it's fake meat. It was just a fantastic taco. So do you feel like as a vegan, you can just say, this is the dish and it's just healthy, and you don't have to do like, I'll make you a chicken taco or whatever? Of course. Do you feel like that now?
Yeah. Or? Like now, my whole book is that. I only have one alternative meat dish in that book. Okay. Everything else is beans and made from beans, essentially, is the protein source. Okay. Essentially.
And beans are protein.
Powder. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said they were carbs.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down.
Yeah, please do.
So it's like tofu is made from beans, soybeans. So like your soybeans are gonna have really high protein, super lean, but like lentils are gonna be more carbs. Okay. Most beans are more carbs than they are protein.
How can you tell it, like if you were Colleen walking through a store, how do I go, which are protein? Just first glance, like is it like dark beans versus light beans, or?
No. Oh. So most of like your canned beans, like your lentils, your pinto beans, your black beans, like anything you make for like a chili or any type of bean dish is mostly gonna be carbs. Only soybeans really have a lot of protein in them. And soybean is like where you get the tofu and you get the tempeh and you get edamame. So like they're really high in protein and stuff like that. And so, but my book is based off of that assumption that like you kind of have to have fake meat for something to taste so delicious and so good and so much like you had in childhood. But this is the kind of stuff that I do make in the book that makes you know, like,
it's totally fine.
It's totally
fine.
And
it's healthy, but so in this dish, would there be a protein element though?
Yeah, this is protein. It's not as high, but there is protein in it. And of course you have the shells. Of course you have like there is protein in this. And this is another thing. I was actually talking to my fiance about this. It's a lot of people feel like they're looking for protein in vegan dishes, right? Like, where's the protein? There's protein in all types of things. Like the beans have protein, rice has protein, even vegetables have protein in them. If you are not actively looking to be a bodybuilder, you do not need 120 grams of protein a day. Okay. You just need to have a balanced meal. This is balanced. It has carbs, it has protein, it has vegetables, it has a little acidity to it. It's a balanced meal. That's what you need. More than you need 60 grams of protein in one dish if you're not a bodybuilder,
So since we're talking healthy wise, when you went from, you started with the Daniels diet and then you swerved into vegan. What was like the immediate change you say you felt good and bad and when it came to the transition?
Ooh, well, good. Definitely have more energy. Okay. Like I woke up and when I ate food, I didn't feel as dense and heavy. Like, there's something that cheese does that just makes you feel exhausted. It makes you feel like, you want to take a nap. I didn't have that feeling anymore. So I was grateful for that. Okay. Bad. Well, this is like not when I fully went vegan because I had a little stint in college where I was like, I'm going to go vegan for a week or something like that. I felt so tired then. Like I told you how I feel fueled now, right? In the beginning, because I was actually eating balanced meals. But back then, I really thought that all vegans ate was salad. So
I can get that. I understand that. That's what I used to say to my homeboys.
Yeah, like I really thought vegans all they ate was salad. So I was literally just eating some lettuce. And I felt so drained. And that was like the hardest. Like I remember feeling that. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, it's so important most important, okay? You want to veganize your favorite dishes. Don't try to be a vegan. Just think, I love spaghetti. Okay. Now, what's a meat alternative that I can use for spaghetti? Probably Impossible meat, probably Beyond Meat. If I don't feel comfortable using alternative meats, okay, there's lentils that I can use as well. Got it. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Don't try to be a vegan. Just be yourself. Yeah. And veganize your favorite dish. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We had B. Simone on our show. And
I love her podcast.
Let me tell you, B. Simone, shout out to you because I think I've never seen, I didn't know her before, but I've never seen someone so focused on personal growth. Like she truly inspires me. And I actually was thinking she was going to be an asshole and she was completely nice. Yeah, and she was like the one talent I had on the show where like, we were trying to do her Uber and I was responsible for like ordering the Uber. And Atlanta is so trickery. It's so trickery. And I just kept messing up her Uber. I made her like an hour late. I mean, this girl like showed up. I was like, she's going to be an asshole. She's going to be an asshole. She's going to be an asshole. That's all I kept thinking. She's going to be an asshole. And she was super sweet and super like nice. And then one of the things that she used to eat was spaghetti. And so obviously we're doing Eating While Broke, but she's a vegan now. And so she's like, I'm going to do spaghetti with Impossible meat. And it was my first experience. Like, I was like, does it turn brown? Like, you know, but we did it and it tasted fine.
Good.
It tasted so good. And like you said, like you can totally take any dish and just make your favorite dish. And like, that's exactly what she did. She just turned a regular dish that she ate when she was broke and she instantly turned it into a vegan right there in front of my eyes. And that girl never cooks. And she was like, I never cook. I haven't cooked in a while. And she did it and it came out great. Shout outs to her and all her personal growth.
Yeah. I agree too. Because I listen to her podcast and I'm like, wow, I'm very inspired.
She goes deep. I
deep.
I love vulnerability. I love it. And shout outs to her. Shout outs to you for coming on our show and being extremely transparent. And where can people get the Black and Vegan book?
Oh, you can go on Amazon and you can go to books where books are sold near you. So you can go to Barnes & Noble, sold at Target, and Amazon as well. So.
Amazon. And
I love Amazon, Black and Vegan.
You said you could get it at Barnes & Noble and all of that.
Check online. So go to Barnes & Noble online, see if it's in your store. But if it's not, you can order it through Barnes & Noble. Okay, so taking it back, we're going to go over a little bit. How did you get that distribution? Sorry, I'm touching.
Go for it. That's fine.
But my publishing team got that for me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How did you even get to the publishing team?
They reached out to me, like I told you. Like, this book opportunity came into my inbox through an email. I look at the people, Page Street. I looked them up. I said, this is real. I said, what's going on here? And I was like, I took the first call. And from there, they have an entire team that engulfs you and takes care of you. And they got all that from me. So you were doing your thing. You were focused on your path. You were still in graduate school? Yes. And you've been just getting like DMs of opportunities. So God is definitely like this is the path you're going. Yeah. Whether you like it or not. Yeah, for sure. And so you get this opportunity. And then you end up with like publishing and all the whole monster that's behind you now. Yeah. That's amazing. It is amazing. And it is amazing. How scary is it when you wake up in the morning? Like how much, like with that much, I would say like God's will or favor. I'm going to say God's favor on it. Like, do you still feel intimidated some days? Like, do you still have that doubt? Even knowing that? Are you tearing up? Don't tear up. No, I know. Okay. I know. Don't make me. Okay, go on. Making me. Because that I would be curious. I'm curious just from sometimes I don't get to see that much like God's favor all the time on projects. Every once in a while there's a glimmer of hope, but like I feel like there's definitely God's favor. It is. So like I'm curious, like genuinely curious, like do you still get self-doubt with that much favor? Like with that many signs, are you still getting doubt? Yes and no. There's some days I wake up where I'm like, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. When I did this cookbook, it took 3 days to cook every single dish in the book. 3 days. And you have to do it during sunlight. So that means for 24 hours, I'm barely getting sleep. But why did you have to do that? Because you need pictures for the book. Okay, got it. You know, you need pictures for the book. We had a small production window. Okay. And so, like, I was up for 3 days, cleaning my kitchen, cooking every single dish, making sure it looked perfect, taking pictures of it, going back to the kitchen, cooking again. And I remember. Did you have to, like, get a special lighting thing? Or we got a photographer. Okay, yeah. Her name is Monica. Okay, shout outs to Monica. Monica, you are amazing. But yeah, Monica, she had all the lighting, she set it up. And this is another thing, God's favorite. I feel like God keeps bringing great people into my life. Yeah. So it was a production. Okay. But as you know, your feet, you're cooking. So you're cooking for 24 hours and she's shooting while you're cooking. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Every single dish in the book. Okay, got it. So it was a lot, but I remember I woke up on that third day. Okay, now you're gonna make me cry. Okay, cry away. But I woke up on the third day and I never felt so much more energy and so excited. And that's when I knew, like, this is what I'm supposed to do because I've worked so many jobs that doing 2 hours of work, I'm beat. I do not want to do this anymore. But doing that was like, I'm so excited to wake up and do this. And then when you first saw it, what were your
Did you cry?
Oh my gosh. Well, I thought I was gonna. Well, first, whenever I cry, this is a tip. I go like this. It helps so you don't let it run down.
Got it.
But I thought I was gonna cry, but I didn't. But I cried when I opened it and I read my forward.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, this is the book. Then I opened it, I read the forward, and I was like, because if you know anything about me, it's dedicated to my mother.
Okay.
So,
did your mom see it? Was she?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was an ear. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. But that's why this book is dedicated to her because, okay, I'm trying not to cry too much. I know
it's okay. This is eating while broke. This is where you're supposed to cry. Plenty of people have cried here.
Thank God. But like, it's dedicated to her because she never got to try it. Anything.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Any vegan dish. So it's like, this is for her.
Got it.
So yeah, that means a lot to me.
That's beautiful.
That's why I was crying during the excerpt or the foreword.
Yeah. There was this girl on our show. Her name was Angel Rich, and I remember an article came out in Fortune about her being like the next Steve Jobs. This was like 5 or 7 years ago, and I saw it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Steve Jobs. A Black girl getting compared to Steve Jobs? Mm-hmm. So I followed her for like years, and I just was curious. Like, you know, to me, I idolized Steve Jobs for so long. I mean, I read his book, and then I was like, there's some hidden characteristics that I don't necessarily admire morally, but, you know, but he had a lot of good qualities. But anyways, I was following her on like Facebook one day, and she's like, I went to the bank, and it was like $30,000 in my account. And I was like, you know, what went wrong? So she goes to the teller like, yo, this money ain't my money. And the teller's like, yeah, it is. You know, she's like, it says it's deposited from like Amazon or something or someone. And it turned out she had released a book, and the money just went straight to her account. And she, you know, it was like something Black Dollar or something. But anyways, I can't wait to hear a story like that from you, where it's like, fiance, wedding paid for. The book.
Amen. Amen. Yep.
Yeah, more power to you guys. So thank you so much for coming on our show. And look, she has a copy of her book, Black and Vegan, here.
Black and Vegan.
Which, by the way, I did skim through. Not only is the texture like very yummy, it is very soft. Outside, it's a very beautiful cookbook. I did skim through it. It's got everything from breakfast to snacks to like smoothies to like salads to
the ribs.
Vegan ribs, guys. Which I think I'm gonna try and get her to like. I'm gonna try and do like we're gonna do a cook off or something.
No, seriously.
You're gonna walk me through it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do this vegan ribs because
it's a thing.
Honestly, we probably would have done it on the show, but it would have taken way too long.
It takes too long. But it's
how long does it take to make this dish?
I think like what, like
hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it? Well, no.
Hour 10, maybe 2, because you have to put it in the oven, let it cook, let it get a little hard.
Let me tell you something. Everything in this book looks delicious, and you guys could get it on Amazon. Where else? Barnes & Noble.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target.
You guys can go out and get it today, okay? So definitely check it out. Support.
Little tofu.
Oh, there is tofu in the book. You guys know how much
little bacon bits.
We're gonna see. But anyways, check it out. Black and Vegan. Thank you so much, Emani, for coming and spending time with us. And guys, if you want to try these tacos, it's like probably less than $10, and you guys could feed a family of 4.
Yep.
All right. Peace.
Bye.